Scotland are also not going to investigate grooming gangs. And I've come across this video and I want to show it to you all. This is the SNP. They've known about grooming gangs. They don't want to investigate. They don't want to know either, just like England and Wales don't. Now, these grooming gangs that have been going on for decades, not one person in power wants to investigate and get to the bottom of it. Why is that? I am more scared of those that are actually in power and doing nothing to investigate this. Because we've got councillors, we've got MPs, we've got mayors, we've got all sorts, and not one of them wants to dive deep. And why and who are they protecting? Because I believe that there is more than just the actual Asian grooming gangs out there. I believe people in power are involved in some way. And the reason I believe that is because they will not touch it. Why will they not touch it? Because if it's just because they're worried about getting called hurty words, i.e. racist, then they really are weak people and shouldn't be in power in the first place. Because if that was the only word that was stopping me from doing something, I'd be embarrassed for myself, because I wouldn't stop speaking out just because I was going to be called a hurty word. So to me, that's a wet white person, and they should hold no power at all, because they're not capable of having power because they're too wet. And that is my views on this. But anyway, I'm going to give you a view of this video that I've come across. And then it's up to the Scottish people if they still decide to vote SNP. Or are you going to take the side of the children that were caught up, the victims in these grooming gangs, and vote SNP out?
Just because there has been no inquiry into grooming gangs in Scotland doesn't mean it didn't happen here.
You would sleep with them because they would say, we've been good to you.
And pressure is building on the Scottish Government. An inquiry.
We've found evidence that in 2013 there was a list of 46 young people identified as being vulnerable to sexual exploitation, that police were making inquiries, but the young people themselves are telling us they were not spoken to.
Well, I have no knowledge of that.
Some of these women have said that they were let down by Police Scotland. Do you not think that they would lack faith in that process?
Well, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves.
This is the Romanian grooming gang who ran a brothel and subjected 10 vulnerable Scottish women to sex attacks after plying them with crack cocaine and booze. They were jailed for a total of 68 years.
I'm an individual who does have a trauma history of child sexual abuse. I think it looks extremely bad on the Scottish Government, all the way back to Nicola Sturgeon, as to why they don't want to have a Scottish grooming gang inquiry.
The Justice Secretary misrepresented Professor Alexis Jay to justify the SNP's opposition to a grooming gangs inquiry. She knew that she was wrong all along, but she tried to get away with it.
No, I've not offered to resign, and I'm going to continue